Streaming cyberspace into your place, sanctioned by the Red Light Racing League from New Smyrna Speedway. It's the Virtual Grip Network's Live As It Happens final round coverage of the Skitter Creek SK Modified Series Season 14. Baseball has Babe Ruth, football has Jim Brown, and round ball has Wilt Chamberlain, the greatest of their sports. Oh, you could argue otherwise, but you'd be wrong. When it comes to the Red Light Racing League, one name towers above the rest, casting a shadow over all who came later. That name is Dalton Williamson, a four-time champ crowned in seasons 4, 5, 7, and 8. He is the Secretariat, the Gretzky, the Ali of this series. But at this frozen moment, another name is entering the conversation of GOAT. Once thought as a kettle on the stove, the word teapot has taken on a whole new connotation, for it is the nickname of one Eric Stout. Tonight, VGN presents no unscripted drama. There's no hyperbole about high stakes and unbearable pressure. No, tonight, we bring you history in the making, the opportunity to be able to say, I saw it live when. And the when is another step towards legendary status. For tonight, Eric Stout is crowned champion for a third time. No longer shaded by Williamson, Teapot is bathed in the spotlight of greatness as he gestates potentially into livestock mammal clothed in wool. So pull the lever on the lazy boy. Call the grandchildren to your side so they'll be able to tell their grandchildren that they saw it firsthand. As we bring you some simulated short track racing history. A warm Sunshine State hello and welcome on this Thursday night, October 9th, 2025. The institution, J.R. Shepard, joins yours truly, Bill Soupson, high up in the VGN broadcast booth to bring you our Words Eye View. Replay, Ryan Seneca, turning the knobs and pushing those sliders. All right, JR, we wrap up the season at New Smyrna. Tell us about this place.
Yeah, Soup, this is another great short track. This place, it's just under a half mile in length, has turns banked at 23 degrees, and that is going to help provide some great side-by-side racing here. From an aerial view, this place looks like it is symmetrical, but it does not feel that way behind the wheel at all. Turns 1 and 2, they are flatter, especially down toward the bottom of the track, and this will make it hard to be on that inside line when you're racing somebody side by side. The car does tend to get really tight down there, especially on corner exit. Over in turns 3 and 4, it's more evenly banked. That allows multiple racing lines and provides a great opportunity to set up a pass on your competition. So, Soup, tonight is the season finale. All of these drivers are wanting to go out on a high note, but I think the drivers who do it the best tonight will be the ones willing to move around and be just a little bit creative with the lines they're using in the turns. That's how you make speed and, more importantly, passes at this place.
JR talked about going out on a high note. It's all about building momentum, and we're going to take a short break, but we will be back to bring you the next season in a few weeks, so make sure you stick with us and keep watching VGN for when we come back to bring you Season 15. Let's go ahead and talk about the points here of Season 14. Eric Stout, well, he's claiming his third title in 4 seasons. Second consecutive, he has dominated the headlines. Ethan the Mountain Troutman is the odds-on favorite for Rookie of the Season. For former champ Jeff it's going to be, well, let's wait until next season. With 2 wins this season for Chad Alcaraz, it's been a good campaign. Joshua Granny Hips Buckley has begun to regain the form that he's known for. He's been very competitive as of late. Look up Beginner's Luck in your Funkin' Wagnall, and you'll see a picture of Bill Benedict. After winning his series debut, Eggs has been cold of late. Not sure if 7th in the point has always there Fred Leclerc living up to his nickname. All the just-named drivers have season wins. Bradley Steppen is the highest driver in the top 10 without a win this season, but he's the only driver, if he shows up tonight, with a career modified win here at New Smyrna. Now a well-seasoned rookie. How about Steven Visna? He could be someone to watch next season. And then Rob Higgins rounds out your top 10 overlay. Beautiful night to go racing here as they're beginning to grid up. And I think we can bring you that grid right now. So as we do that, let us not forget, even though we are down in Florida, remember, no matter where you are, you're only a keystroke away from, well, racedaycd.com, your site for the most comprehensive short track racing news in Connecticut. And we are glad to have them sponsor that grid call for the entire season. And with that done, let's see if we can do a good job bringing it to you right now. On the front row, well, he's won 6 times this season. He's going to get his 3rd championship. We're talking about Eric Teapot Stout. Bradley Steffen outside of him.
Inside row 2, we got another Stout, Patrick Stout in the 24 car. We'll be rolling off on the inside lane. Bill Benedict in that 90 in the outside.
Papa Kenny Allen's be starting in 5th. Season 12 champ Jeff O'Aho in 6th.
Rolling off in 7th place, Josh Buckley. On the outside in 8th, Kevin Alicia.
Rex Hoyle, he'll be starting in 9th, flanked by Chad Alcaraz.
And inside row 6, we got Devin Visnaw. He's one of those rookies this season. On the outside in 12th, Fred Leclerc.
It's a row of Higgins, 13th and 14th, Rob and Bob.
Rolling off inside row 8, we got Alan Wanamaker. On the outside, Ethan Troutman.
Oh, the young female hearts are a little disappointed to see their heartthrobs so far back. Kid Lemon Lime, Luke Logan Allen in 17th, Chris Oliver in 18th.
Rolling off in 19th, Andy Lewis. And on the outside in 20th, Brian Neff. Be exciting to watch that row come forward.
Hidden Blackjack, Joel Lowrance with Double Deuce Bruce Pearson.
And rolling off last on the grid tonight will be 23rd position, Steve McCormick.
Glad you are with us. Pull back the curtain here at VGN. I did not check to see how many laps we are going. We're going 150, a little bit farther here tonight. JR, maybe tires, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Tires are going to come into play here. This is a track where you can definitely do the 100 laps, but that extra 50, it's going to mean a lot to have those tires at the right time.
All right, gather up the chicken take, cover behind the cows, because the horses are out of the barn. Eric Stout on the inside is going to get the advantage, trying to roll the top side is Bradley Steffen. Steffen keeps it off the outside wall, very competitive outside of 2. They continue to race, but now the inside line seems to prevail. Now here comes the younger Stout trying to get in there. That's Patrick trying to get inside of Steffen. Is he going to get there going into 1? He dives it in pretty deep, and he gets alongside. Looks like the outside line is not the place to be early on.
And these are tense moments right now, Sue. These cars, they are very loose with the setups that they're running early in the run. So you got to be very careful. Do not put too much wheel into it, and do not over-accelerate through the corner.
There's a hole, and Steffen ducks down into 3rd, rounding out your top 5. That's Bill Benedict. We gave him a hard time. He won the season opener. How about he bookends the seasons with wins? He races in 4th right now. And there's Papa Kenny Allen in 5th.
Definitely, you see most of these drivers getting single file, and this is one of those races we talked about having the extra 50 laps. These drivers are just wanting to turn laps, see what their cars are doing, figure out which lane is best to be in, and then go make those passes. No need to be super aggressive early in the race.
Everybody kind of racing where they started. Nobody up more than 2 positions. The first driver who is up a couple is Kid Lemon Lime, Luke Logan Allen, trying to pick up a few. That was a notoriously bad start for him. We usually don't see him qualify so far back, but everyone just putting in laps right now. They got a long way to go.
Yeah, and talking about Luke, so, you know, we've historically seen him be one of the faster drivers when the car's a little bit difficult to drive, and I would say that tonight the car's a little bit difficult to drive, especially when those tires are cold. So I do expect him, as this race goes on, to be one of those moving all the way to the front.
Pair of Stouts up front, the elder Eric and the younger Patrick. Patrick, of course, has a couple wins already this season. He seems very competitive. He can work out his personal schedule and race full time. He could give his older brother a run for the money when it came to championships-wise. We talked about it. The only man with a career win here in a modified on the track tonight is Bradley Steffen. He races in 3rd. Nice little battle a little farther back. Oh, look at this. This is under attack. That is Ken Allen trying to make the outside work. Is Bill Benedict.
Yeah, and this track is very odd in how it drives when you're behind the wheel. So the outside lane, you can definitely make it work through turns 1 and 2. You get down to 3 and 4 toward the bottom of the track is where you're going to want to be to make speed. So it's a back and forth type thing. You could set up a pass I talked about through 3 and 4, but by the time you get to 1 and 2, if you don't have that pass completed, you might be in trouble if you're on that inside lane.
That's where the action is. A little bit of a 6-car train back there, the Caboose and Rex Hoyle. Good to see Rex racing with us again. It's familiar number 54. It's not a full-time driver. Jeff Aho just ahead of Hoyle. Then Josh Buckley. Buckley looking in on the 06 there of Benedict. He can't get it done. And let me correct myself. Benedict driving the 90. Soup, which way are they going? All that going on behind Ken Allen.
Yeah, right now, nice battles are right on board with Aho. You see Buckley get a little bit loose. That is something you see, but you see Aho can't go anywhere. So they're too wide in front of him. He's not going to dare make it 3 wide, but he was trying to push Josh Buckley down the straightaways to get that pass made because Aho knows he's got speed. He's willing to move forward. He just needs some space to do it.
Not missing anything up front. This is where the action is, and now they get to settle down a bit. Benedict racing in 5th, the leader of this train. He might be the slowest of them. Oh, making a charge and then getting a bump. That was Buckley was making a run on Benedict. It didn't work and then almost backed him right up into Aho. Oh my goodness, you can see the caution. They're putting all the ingredients into the pot. Gonna make ourselves a yellow flag stew. Going underneath. Aho says, I don't want any part of this. He clears them. Buckley on the outside. Now here comes Rex Hoyle.
Yeah, that's one of the things you have to stay on top of. You've got to be close enough to your competitors. Even if you're taking care of your stuff, be close enough to capitalize on any type of mistake that happens in front of you. And that's what Aho was able to do. That's a free pass, essentially. It was not hard to make that pass because of everything that just transpired there.
Oh, they're starting to line up behind these guys. Some other names we haven't mentioned. Kevin Alicia, Fred Leclerc is there. Devin Visna is in the mix now. Rob Higgins looking at stuff going on. Luke Logan Allen is in this long line of trains. Alan Wanamaker is there. Goes all the way back. Rob Higgins all the way back to Ethan the Mountain Troutman racing way back in 17th. That's where the train starts. They're lined up nose to tail.
Yeah, and because everybody was so close to one another, they weren't venturing or taking different lines through the corners. They were pretty much running the same lines, just follow the leader style racing. But as we see these gaps start to open up, that's where you see what we're riding on board with. We're starting to see Jeff Aho move around, get into different lanes in order to create some momentum coming out of the corners, because that's where the passes should be made, coming out of the corners.
I want to show you the gap between 2 cars. Car number 49, Ken Allen, who's now working on the back of Bradley Stepper. Remember, Allen was in that mix. Once he got around Benedict, he's driven away. Now, Benedict drifts to the outside, and Aho, as my partner was just talking about, says, it's time to go. Bill, you're slowing us down. Benedict trying to get some good run on that outside line. This is a nice battle back here for 5th position. Aho can't get it done. Benedict makes the top side work.
Yeah, and I do expect these lanes to start to move around and change, so opportunities will start to present themselves more and more as we get some rubber laid down on this track. Oh, and we see contact up front between Aho and Benedict. They keep it going, so it was good car control, but they do lose a couple of positions.
Both of them lose momentum. Let's see if they can settle down now and keep it going. They look good. They lost position. Rex Hoyle got around them. Josh Buckley rolled around them while they were battling. The good news is Aho has got around Benedict. I think Benedict was really giving him a hard time. Aho knew he was faster, and he could saw Papa Kenny Allen driving away. So now those 3 can start to race.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to start to widen out a little bit now that pass has been made. But look at what it's created back behind them. Side-by-side racing for 3 rows back here.
That was Kevin Alicia who took it in really deep, lost momentum, and that allowed the top side to roll. Chad Alcaraz rolls around the top. Devin Visna, that rookie. Oh, they get spin behind him and they go around. Kevin Alicia got loose, came up, and I think got into Fred Leclerc.
Absolutely. Bob Higgins had to spin trying to avoid that situation. So I don't think there's a lot of damage here. Fred Leclerc backed it into the wall, which is not a huge penalty in these cars. We get this replay here, and you see him going into turn 3 and 4. Kevin just kind of overcooks it a little bit into the corner, gets into the back of Visnaugh, and in the effort of trying to save that car, moves up the track into Fred Leclerc, spinning him around. But again, that contact was pretty solid and square with the wall there. I do not expect anybody to have big damage from this. I think everybody's going to be able to continue.
Okay, let's see if we can dial up car number 89, Bradley Steffen, if we could. See if he's available to talk to us. Bradley, it's Soup up here in the booth.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, I got a trivia question for you.
Uh-oh.
All right, of all the drivers in the top 10 in points tonight, the first driver, the highest driver without a win this season is you. But here's the trivia question. Who is the only driver here tonight with a career win in a modified car at New Smyrna?
Me?
Come on, you got to answer with more confidence. That's right, baby. How's it feeling out there?
So far so good. I just seen right before the caution, Eric was starting to get a little loose. So we're gonna see what happens here. Fuel might be an issue depending on the cautions. I got enough to finish, but we're gonna get tires at some point, and that's gonna be the game changer. So just keep watching the show, boys. We're gonna get your popcorn together.
All right, we'll watch when it's time to go. Do you have a number that would be perfect for you, where you would like to come in halfway, or what would you like?
Honestly, I don't know. That depends how the race plays out, but at least halfway, I want to get at least rights. And if I got time to get 4, I'm getting 4. I don't know. Well,
all right.
Play by ear.
Hopefully the yellows come out and you get a chance to do that. Good luck.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
You know, we've talked about it. This is the season finale. And we mentioned that we may be stepping away for a while. Well, these guys can recharge their battery, but they're going to be busy because they've got themselves a qualifying series. They see right there. That's the Red Line Racing. That is the recruitment series. Look at all those places. Now, we won't be covering those on VGN, but you can come on in, race some of those, and get into this league, and let the JR give you a nickname. All right. Pace car is coming in. The leader is going to be working lap number 31 as they come across the line. It's Stout and Stout. Now, interesting, Patrick took the outside line. He had his choice. He gave his little brother the inside. Outside line looks like the place to go, and I think Papa Kenny Allen says, I like the outside too. He comes from the outside of the second row, trying to move around. Well, he can't. Oh, he gets into the back of Baby Stout, but it's all okay.
Yeah, and we're already seeing early in this race, lap 32, just how those differing lines work. The outside works extremely well on a restart through 1 and 2, but you've got to get that pass made before 3 and 4, or you might lose ground. That outside, it's tricky through there.
Boy, there's a battle now for third. Steffen peeking to the inside. Oh, look at this up and under, little hokey-doke, little dipsy-doo, little hucklebuck for the 49 of Kenny Allen. He took a real wide line out of 2, got a great drive down the backstretch, and now it's Cialis Bathtubs in through 1 and 2.
Yeah, and this is where it gets tough, Soup, right through turn 2. That's where that bottom car gets a little bit tight. They keep it going. They don't make contact here, but this is great side-by-side racing. This is what this track is known for. Because of those differing lanes on both sides of the track, it produces this right here.
Eric Stout took the outside on the restart now. Oh, Allen gets very loose right in front of Steffen, and he backs off. They stay out of each other's way, and they get that sorted out. Now, this is a great opportunity for drivers like Aho and Hoyle, who were stuck there, who were back behind Bill Benedict. They've got them clear. Now, they got a clean run up to the front 4, but they are busy racing amongst themselves. That includes Al Karras in the mix, and then also there's Josh Buckley. So you got 4 cars up front, then you got 4 cars battling for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Tight back here. We see Alan Wanamaker trying to make that move on Visnaugh. It looks like Troutman's trying to follow through as well. So a lot of passing. These are opportunities. Every time we have a restart, that is an opportunity to get yourself in a position to try to gain some easy positions. But you got to do it early.
That's Ethan the Mountain Troutman trying to make the inside lane work. It hasn't been doing it so far. Devin Visnaugh on the outside. Look at the drive he gets off of 2. My partner called it. You can see those cars having a hard time keeping it down low as they come out of two. And they wiggle and they lose a ton of momentum. Now stuck underneath is Kid Lemon Lime, rolling the top side in his Winn-Dixie 60. That's Brian Neff. Oh, Kid Lemon Lime almost drifts up to him, but he does a good job of staying off. He loses a lot of momentum, and now they're going to chew him up. Here comes the 48 of Andy Lewis on the outside.
Yeah, Luke's got that preferred position on the bottom through 3 and 4, so he's able to make it work, but you see you get that crossover move and some contact. Oh, Luke Logan goes up into the wall.
The kid keeps going. You can hear the tears of all the teenage heartthrobs that are his fan club. Those female tears crying right now, but he keeps it going, and he settles down. Don't know if the car's feeling good. But Kid Lemon Lime, Luke Logan Allen back in 18th now.
Yeah, and I think he'll get away with that when he hit the outside pretty square with the front tires. And it's going to be embarrassing if he does, Soup, because he made contact with the wall, and he's probably going to come through the field and pass a lot of cars here.
So, Soup, you're asking me, who's the big mover? Who should I keep an eye on? Well, he's been very quiet doing it, but it's Alan Wanamaker. Up 5 spots in the number 9 machine. Oh, and I'm corrected. 7 spots back there, a little bit farther back. Neff is up 7, as is Double Deuce Bruce Pearson. Wanamaker, Neff, and Pearson. Veteran names to watch.
Yeah, and you got Neff, Lewis, and Pearson. They're all up 5+ positions. So that group's pretty much kind of been, moving through the field together. So kind of following each other through. Now they're kind of racing as we watch on screen here. They're trying to get by Troutman. And again, Lewis is right there to try to capitalize on it.
They know that there's going to be stopping for tires, so maybe they can race a little more aggressively and use up their stuff and hope that the yellow flag falls.
No, Alan Wanamaker was around on turn 4. There's no caution right now, and may not get one because all of the cars have cleared him while he's turning around. So we stay green. He's going to lose a ton of track position.
Oh, that's a scratch for the 9 ball.
Yeah, and this is exactly, we haven't talked about it yet. We talked about getting a little bit tight when you're on that bottom lane. But the one thing you do not want to do is get your tires on that yellow line or below it through the corners. If you do, this car will snap around. It changes the feel in the car completely. It's almost like you're on ice, and to try to catch it is almost impossible in one of these.
Tucking back in, that is Devin Visna, who tucks in behind Bill Benedict. Benedict is really dropping.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say that was going to be a big advantage to Alan Wanamaker, who we saw go around, but he actually comes around the track and doesn't realize that Troutman is turned sideways waiting to get back going. So we watch the replay here. It's just 2 cars trying to go for the same real estate in the turn 1. We see Lewis turns in a little bit earlier than Troutman. That's where the contact's made. We're on board with Wanamaker, who doesn't seem to realize that there's cars stopped on track, runs right into the back of Troutman there. So we see the damage on Wanamaker, left front suspension damage for sure, but I guarantee you that Troutman has got enough damage that he's not going to have any kind of speed left.
All right, let's take a gamble. I don't know if we can open the book on Hoyle, but let's see if Rex Hoyle can talk to us here. In car number 54, he's a part-timer. Not sure if this is going to be doable. Rex, it's Soup up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I've got you.
Hey, good to hear you. First of all, it's great to see you racing with us. You're up 4 spots. You're racing up front. What's your thought tire strategy-wise? Burn them up, come in, get fresh ones, and then make it to the end?
No, I'm trying to take it a little bit easy if I can. Just depends on how fast these guys want to go. And try to put 2 on here in a little while and see what we got.
All right, well, we'll keep an eye on you. Well done so far. Hey, what's the preferred line for you, the inside or the outside?
I've run both. I prefer the inside, but either one works.
Inside. Okay, good luck. We'll watch you.
Yeah, man, thanks.
Tierra, I think it's a matter of just personal taste. They seem like either one works, and it's which one, I guess, works best for your racing style.
It absolutely is. I mean, everybody's driving style is different, and it's all about that preference on how you like the car feeling. When you're down low with the setup the way that it is here, the car is going to be a little twitchy. Some drivers are very smooth with that steering wheel, and they're able to control it. Excuse me. Sounds like Rex is one of those drivers that's able to do that. Some of the guys that tend to run the higher line lap after lap, they like to really push the car. So, differencing of driving styles there.
All right. Stout on the outside, Stout on the inside. They race in 2x2, very competitive. Look at this, my goodness. We asked which line was the best. Well, it looks like the outside line maybe get the best, but I think both those guys behind Stout got in the wall. Aho, I think, got a piece of it, as did the 17 of Alcaraz.
That's another thing that's typical of this racetrack. When you come off a turn 2, if you're right behind a car, it is very hard to judge where the outside wall is. And the outside wall actually comes back in toward you as you're exiting the corner. So that's why that contact was made. Just super easy to misjudge.
In the middle of the wall there for Aho, getting very familiar with it. How can you have you pudding if you don't eat your meat, as he's up in the wall? Now he gets a good run off it, too. Look at Aho. He's going to take it in deep on Papa Kenny Allen, the 49 on the outside. But that doesn't mean anything. He's on the inside. Can he finish it? Well, he certainly didn't like being on the outside because he hit the wall the last 2 times around. Let's try it down low and see if this works for the former champion. Good drive off it, too, for Aho. They are Ciala's bathtub. Now Allen gets a little bit of an advantage on the outside. They stay side by side. Let's see who leads at the line this time. It's going to be Aho, but here comes the momentum for the 49. But I think little by little, the 21 is going to get it done.
Yeah, these are important positions. These guys, they're up in the top 3 or racing for that 3rd spot. So they're racing hard for that reason, because when we see we'll get loose, that's going to stack everybody up behind. We got Ken Allen on the outside. Alcaraz almost made it 3 wide down on the inside. But these drivers are fighting hard. They know how important track position is at this stage of the race. You do not want to be going backwards.
Bill Benedict saw the opportunity. They lost momentum. He took it, ducked it right down in there. My goodness, it was like a hornet flying back to the hive. He put it in there, but now things settle down. He's stuck on the outside right now. He's got the 17 of Alcaraz below. A little bit more of the wall for Benedict.
Oh,
and we got a caution
out. Yeah, I see Andy Lewis turning around in turn 2. Not sure what caused that. His car looks all right, which is good news for him. Get a replay here.
Flipped up into Devin Visner here.
Yeah, he's trying to make a pass on Visna there going into turn 1 and 2, and that's that tightness. So the bottom of the track is a little bit flatter. He got tight through the center of the corner and pushed up into Visna. So we haven't talked about that from the outside car perspective, but being in that outside lane through 1 and 2, you really have to pay attention what that inside driver's got going on, because if they start to push up, you've got to open up that wheel to avoid contact.
Well, I'd like to talk to a big mover, and I've got a choice between Brian Neff and Double Deuce Bruce Pearson. I think Neff is a little mad at me. I've been giving him a hard time of late, so let's not go there. Let's go with Double Deuce. Oh, Pearson's not available. All right, let's see. Let's dial up Neff, and I'll see if I can. Oh, lucky for us, Neff isn't there either. Okay. Phew. I was disappointed that Pearson couldn't talk to me. I was actually relieved that Neff couldn't. Neff racing in 7th, Pearson in 9th. We found Neff. All right, let's dial him up. I'll be on my good behavior, see if I can butter him up. Bring in Brian here in just a minute. He's way down there. Takes a while for the booth is a long way for him as we grab his name here. Don't worry, the cautions are long here at New Smyrna. There, we got him. One of my favorite drivers out there right now, Brian Neff, having a great run. Brian, my goodness, up a baker's dozen worth of positions. You got this thing wired.
Yeah, just trying to be patient, letting things come to me. I probably won't get up here and get in everybody's way, though.
Oh, that's no way to race, baby. Go get him. We need to see. Use that Neff bar, baby. Hey, what's your pit stop strategy? What are you thinking?
Depends on what they do in front of me. I don't plan on stopping unless I have to.
Oh, I love it. Get up front and make them go around you. Good luck. We'll keep an eye on you.
All right, Stu. Appreciate it.
Did he call me Stu? That's the wrong meal. Stew is a more chunky soup. All right. He's only known me for a decade. I think that might have been intentional. All right, here we go. Hey, it's baby brother underneath, big brother on the outside. They've done this before. So far, it's always gone to the elder of the stouts. And he works, it's going to work one more time. Patrick looking for somewhere to go, work on the top side. Boy, Jeff Aho would love to get himself a win for next season, get some momentum going in there. He races in third, touchdown right now in front of Ken Allen.
Yeah, he was able to retain that third position. That's important because now he can try to go to work on Patrick Stout. In return, you see Alcaraz, he's ready to make some moves. He's ready to go front.
Oh, they are so close. One little tap will push the driver in front into the car in front. They are nose to tail. But they somehow keep it worked out. Look at that, driving up there. Uh-oh, the 14 of Patrick Stout gets a little bit loose. That's going to open the door for Aho. And the 21, he tries to take it through 4, gets a good drive off. Oh, I think Patrick could be in trouble up there. Let's see what Aho can do.
Oh, yeah, caution out. Rex Hoyle goes around in turn 4 there.
And you know that when it comes to good and bad luck, Jeff Aho is always on the bad side of that. He was side by side with Patrick Stout. Do you think maybe iRacing stewards could have given him that position? No, he'll be sitting in third. But maybe that's okay. Maybe right now an odd spot, not the worst place to be, although the top line is working. Oh, we found Double Deuce Bruce Pearson. Let's bring him up and talk to him. Bruce, it's Soup in the booth. You got a minute?
Yes, sir. How you doing tonight?
Hey, up 13 spots. You got to go in your own way. Have you done any of that on the track? Has it all been about attrition?
A little bit of both. The last wreck before this one, I was able to pass a lot of guys on the outside. The outside's working really well tonight with this setup.
All right. What about saving the tires and maybe doing all 150 on the same set? Is that an option?
Oh, that's kind of my plan, to be honest with you.
I knew it. I've been doing enough of these races with you. I knew what you were thinking, baby. I don't think anyone else is thinking that way. Good luck.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Oh, my goodness. Playing a little possum back there is the 22 of Bruce Pearson. Although, all these cautions, JR, this could play into maybe some of these guys thinking they could maybe go the distance now. All these yellows.
It's definitely going to help out because what's important in these cars is the tire temperature. So as we get these cautions, the tire temp comes back down. And as that temperature is down, you have more grip in the tire. And it takes laps, 5, 6, 7 laps for that temperature to come back up to where you start to abuse those tires and lose some of that grip. So the more cautions we have, the more these cars feel like they did at the beginning of the race. And that's just going to make those drivers that are up front go, I feel good enough to extend this throughout the whole race. So we may not see the pitting strategy that we thought we would if we continue to get a couple more of these cautions.
So with both stouts in here, I went the extra mile, did a little research to see what the story was with these guys. And here's what I found out. When they were children, they both went trick-or-treating, and this is applicable because Halloween is coming up. And what happened was that the younger brother, Patrick, saved his candy all the way till summertime, put it in the closet, and he wanted to eat it when he was in the summer because he thought that would be more fun than eating it during the October time in November. He wanted it in the summertime. He went into the closet. What did he find? Nothing but wrappers because Big Brother went in there and had been eating it for months. And that has been haunting him ever since. So this is an opportunity for a little bit of Halloween candy payback here between the Stout brothers. Here we go. On the outside, it's the greedy of the Stout getting a good run. Baby brother, no candy Stout on the inside. Will he bump him with that in mind? He does not. He stays off him. Here comes Papa Kenny Allen. Why do we call him Poppy? Because his son, kid Lemon Lime Luke Logan, races. He's not having the run that he would like. But right now, Dad's showing him how to do it.
Yeah, Ken gets that pass made, so he has been the best on the outside on restarts that we've seen so far, especially up front. So he was able to get that coveted second place position. I think that Ken is going to start pushing hard here to try to get that lead, because the thing about not having the lead means you do not get the preferred outside lane choice. If a caution comes out, we know Eric's going to take that every time.
I was on replay there, a little bit behind, telling you that story while there was racing, but that's okay. We got the story out anyway. So what's going on right now? It's Stout, Allen, and Stout. Aho back there in fourth. Chad Alcaraz racing in fifth.
Yeah. Oh, one car going around. That is Bruce Pearson. We talked about him. He was trying to save those tires. Now he is going around in turn 4.
Well, sometimes that happens. All for not going around. You know, we saw spins like that did not bring out the caution earlier, but I guess because there were cars behind them, they get that one coming out.
Yeah, we look at the replay here. We're through the center of 3 and 4, and he initially got loose by himself, and then, Stefan's, slight contact just kind of sent the car on around. Doesn't take much once you're sideways in one of these, but I really believe that Bruce was having to check up because of what was going on in front of him, and in return got the car loose there. See a couple of guys faking to come on pit road. Looks like Bill Benedict's going to make it.
That's what we like. Our first taker. And Benedict was racing near the front. Now, there have been other drivers who came in. Bradley Stephan came in 26 laps ago, but I really don't think that was for tires. I think that was just maybe getting some repairs done.
Yeah, and, this is going to be interesting. So Benedict has decided that around the halfway mark, which we're just past it, is a great time to come in, and this can really play into his hands, because if we get 20 or 30 laps here and a lot of people pit, he can literally ride around in the back. He has no need to push or come to the front, and he will still have very good tires to work with, and he will cycle in front of all of these drivers if they decide to pit at the next opportunity. So this could play into his hand. It's a little bit risky, but I don't feel like he was in a position to really fight for the win with where he was at. So this is a great choice.
So he sits back there, races conservatively, saves his stuff, hopes for a timely caution when some of the guys will come in for tires. And if they don't, either way, he'll have better stuff than they do. Well, right now, though, the story is Eric Stout. He has led all but one lap this race, that one lap going to his little brother. But this time, he's got a different nemesis to his inside. It's Ken Allen in the 49.
Yeah, this will be an interesting restart. We know Ken's fast on the jump, and Jeff Aho's been pretty good in that outside lane as we get ready to go green.
Oh, Allen got a little bit of jump, then he backed off a little bit, didn't want to go too early, then the momentum goes to the outside now. Now Allen's going to try to keep Stout out there. He does. He gets a good run through 1 and 2. He stays pretty good on the inside line, losing a little momentum. Look at how he pushes up, trying to keep those guys on the outside, trying to get as much turn-in room as he can. They come across the line. Who's going to get credit with leading the lap? It's going to go to the outside line. Oh, no. Oh, don't you even think about making it 3 wide. He thought about it because those guys up front were losing momentum. Now Aho loses momentum, and that's going to allow Baby Stout in there. There goes Big Brother Stout. He goes around, but he saves it because he's a 3-time about-to-be champion.
That was pretty amazing car control. That's exactly how you save the car when it gets sideways. He slid all the way up the track, but did not make any contact with the outside wall. So that is knowing exactly how that car feels and what you need to do. You can see he turned to the right to save it, but immediately turned that wheel back, knowing that he needed to do that before the car snapped. So that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's what's amazing. Catching the car is one thing, but they'd be able to catch it and not have to go into the outside wall when he doesn't. All right, well, that's just going to add to the drama. Where does Stout end up? He's racing in 6th. Still plenty of time. Let's look back a little bit behind. That's Granny Hips there. That's Josh Buckley in a battle. Oh, Brian Neff, we talked to him earlier. We thought he was going to start coming. Looks like the Winn-Dixie 60 is on the move. The 23 on the inside, Devin Visna.
Yeah, some good side-by-side battling. This is what this track helps produce, but every time we get a restart, we see this for many laps, especially from the middle of the pack back toward the back. These drivers are really able to run side by side for so long here, but it's great. Oh! Big contact in turn 4, big pile up from several cars. That started up there with Visna and Neff.
Neff got loose right in front of Visna. Visna had nowhere to go, and then it's an octopus putting on his socks. Can't tell what's going on. Everybody piling in.
Yeah, we see the replay going through 3 and 4, and it looks just like an over throttle situation. Neff's doing what he can to save it, but those cars behind, they can't avoid. They've already committed to that corner. They cannot go high or low. You can't just turn these cars and instantly get it to rotate. So that's where that chain reaction pile up started, and you see all of the cars involved. I think Bruce Pearson, he also gets involved, just not able to get slowed down enough before the contact's made. And the 40 there, Rob Higgins up and on top of the 27.
The 90 also of Bill Benedict. Remember we talked about him because he made that pit stop. He was able to swerve the car, got it sideways, but didn't hit anything. Maybe used up some tire equity in the process. Pit stops. Wait to see who's coming in.
Yeah, that made an easy decision for Stout. What transpired on that last restart, him going backwards through the field after that contact. So Stout's deciding, I'm going to come in and get tires and see if I can best everybody on a similar strategy to what Benedict was going to try to do.
So it looks like drivers are coming in. Joshua Buckley might be the leaders of all the cars who are coming in on this stop. Eric Stout is going to be there with them. Visna, the rookie, is in as well. So those three drivers coming in on this stop. Bradley Steffen has been out there for only 40 laps. Now, we don't know if Bradley took tires when he came in 40 laps ago, but everybody else is on lap 90. Can we dial up? Do we have time to get to Steffen? Do we have time to just quickly check in with him? We've talked to him already. Bradley, it's Soup again in the booth. We want to know if you took tires on your stop. Or are you still on the original?
I took four. Like I told you guys. Yep.
Okay, you got about 50 laps advantage on these guys up front. Go get them.
Well, we're going to see what happens. Let's go get this W.
All right.
Yeah, that's not a bad strategy, Soup, because, that essentially makes him have to run 100 laps, which is what these guys are accustomed to running every race. So he knows what he needs to do.
Let's keep an eye on that man. The only driver with a career win here. All right. I'm up to speed. We're going green. On the outside, it's Ken Allen. On the inside, it's Baby Stout. Ken Allen rolling the top. His son has called it a night. He's parked the Kid Lemon Lime number 6 on the inside. He's watching Dad go to work right now.
Yeah, intense battle up here for the lead. We got Patrick Stout continuing to be side by side with Ken Allen. Chad Alcaraz has joined that party, and Jeff Aho is trying to recapture that third position that he had early on, but starting to single file out. Jeff Aho's going to fall back a little bit, it looks like.
The driver in 5th is the guy with the new pair of shoes. That's Bradley Steffen. But I don't even know if he wants to go racing yet. I think he's happy back there. There has been lots of caution, so maybe these guys go a little bit farther. Right now, Ken Allen up in front.
Yeah, and I think, we talked about Brad Steffen there. I think he was good to just ride there, but he's going to take opportunities as they come, and it looked like Aho got a little bit out of shape, and that allowed him to make that pass. You see the gap from that first group back to the group we're watching here, it is extended out. So right now, Bill Benedict looks like the driver holding up this line. Buckley's going to make a move.
Remember, Buckley is on the fresh tires. You look at the 13. Buckley and Stout are the guys to watch. They just came in, and they're going to make quick work. Now, Benedict also, remember, took that stop a little bit earlier, so his stuff is not that bad either.
And you see right here, so Buckley and Benedict, and another caution's coming out. Oh, it's up front. Ken Allen is spun in the middle of 3 and 4 here.
Oh, my goodness, he was coming down, and, well, I'll let JR be the judge of this one.
Yeah, we get the replay here, and I think it's a similar situation that we saw between Allen and Eric Stout. A little hard to judge from that view, but I think ultimately it's going to be two drivers thinking that they were entitled to that bottom lane going into 3. So we see Ken Allen taking more of the normal lane, thinking that he's probably clear. He was leaving a little bit of a gap, but Patrick's just able to get in there, and that's where that contact was created. So it's going to completely change how Ken Allen has to look at the rest of the race here. I definitely see him to do something a little different than everybody else.
When I was in high school, I used to date a girl that always wore yellow shoes. I asked her, why do you always wear yellow shoes? She said, well, that's my trademark. That's what makes me special. Well, if you're looking for a trademark about this series, it is the leaders are never safe. This series has a reputation. If you are out in front, you're almost fair game. And one more time, Kenny Allen gets taken out as the leader.
Yeah, and that's especially true at this track. I believe the last time we were here, there may have been as many as 3 incidences up front while racing for the lead. So, yeah, it's just something that's common. And this track, it produces the side-by-side type racing, which also produces the unique racing lines. Every driver has a different style, and when you have that, you do get conflicting views on how to run the corners, and sometimes contact gets made.
You heard my partner talk about conflicting views. Let's talk about some conflicting strategies. Bradley Steffen is in third. Now, his tires are fresher than the guys up front, but they aren't the freshest. We have to watch for these two guys. It's the 13 of Josh Buckley and the 12 of Eric Stout. They are on really fresh rubber. And now with the lap starting to tick down, 50 to go, might be go time for them.
Yeah, we're definitely at a period of the race where if you have anything left, you need to start moving forward.
Okay, working lap number 102. Patrick Stout racing on the inside. Is he feeling guilty for getting into Kenny Allen? I don't know, but he races very conservatively, and we got ourselves a new leader. It is Chad Alcaraz in the 17.
Yeah, he was able to capitalize on getting that outside lane on the restart, worked extremely well, and the caution is now out, but that's why it's so important to fight hard on that opening lap, because if you get that position, it's now yours.
Okay. Poker players will know this term, being on tilt. It's what happens to a poker player when he loses a hand that he should have won. And right now, the 49 of Kenny Allen, that's on tilt. That is not the way that Kenny races as he gets into the back of Brian Neff. Now, Neff maybe got a little bit loose. Maybe he's had to slow down a little bit to stay off of oil. But sometimes when it rains, it pours, and Allen involved in that one. You know, his son, Luke Logan Allen, isn't racing manures. Luke Logan's still in pit lane. He's probably watching the broadcast. Luke, go on into your dad's room there and give him a little tap on the shoulder. Say, easy, boy. Been working hard on Kid Lemon Lime. I am appalled by the lunch conditions that poor kid has to go through at his school. Apparently they serve him lunch in like a dark cubicle. It's like a 4x4 cell, and he has to stay in it all lunchtime. A lot of vitamin D deficiency at that school for those children. Let them out! Set them free! Chad Alcaraz is free. Started in 10th spot, moved all the way to the front.
Yeah, he's going to have a big decision here. I got a feeling he's going to choose the preferred outside lane. That's where he made the pass the last time. But it's very tense being the leader in these situations, because when you have lane choice, the outside lane makes sense because that's where the speed is through 1 and 2, but it also makes you vulnerable. That inside driver can always make a mistake or slide up the racetrack into you. So it's a big decision right here, but I think he's going to stick with that outside lane.
The lights go off. He does take the outside, puts Patrick on the inside. Now, Patrick Stout racing very conservative. I don't know if he feels bad about what happened to Kenny Allen or if he's just trying to make sure he brings it home. The guy to watch is the 89 up there, stuck on the outside. That's Bradley Steffen. He could be good. He knows how to win here in a modified. The only driver on the race tonight that has done that. Then go back a little bit farther. You got those guys with new rubbers. Back there, it is Stout and Buckley. Here we go. Oh, my goodness. They are just tight. They are like sardines in a can right now.
Absolutely. See him coming off of turn 2. Alcaraz gets a good jump. Stefan, he wants to get up there because if he can move into second place here, that is a huge moment. Having those fresher tires, that puts him in a great spot.
Rolling around the top, trying to get it done is Alcaraz. I think he's going to close the deal now. I think he's going to leave the inside open. No, he comes down in front of Patrick Stout. Now let's see if the 89 of Stefan can work around the former champion, Jeff Aho. Aho looks really good on the inside. He gets it. Stefan will have to tuck into fourth.
Yeah, and on the backstretch, I think we had Devin Visnall that spun to the inside. We stayed green. He was able to tow back to the pit, so that keeps this good racing going right here. And we see Eric Stout. He's continuing to try to make his way through the field. He's already up into 6th place.
Josh Buckley, Eric Stout, 5th and 6th, with the freshest rubber out there. Right now, the biggest fan of Josh Buckley are the 4 guys in front of him. They hope that that Granny Hips can keep Teapot from coming in. Alcaraz out in front. He's led 9 laps. This will be 10 as he comes across the line. Patrick Stout's been up in front for 7. Jeff Aho's been very competitive, but yet to lead a lap. The same for the 89 of Stefan.
And these drivers, they're starting to push the issue through the corners, applying a little more throttle, a little more steering, trying to use up all of that remaining grip. I've seen Aho loose a few times, hanging that right rear out. So these drivers, they are pushing. They know now is the moment that they have to get it done if they're going to have a shot.
We talk about the fresh rubber for Stefan, but it's really not fresh. He's been out there for 64 laps. Sure, a lot of them have been under caution, but nevertheless, it's not as fresh as the guys behind him, Buckley and Stout. They're working on laps 24 and 25 that they've been out there. No, let me correct it. It looks like, yeah, about 25.
Now we see Aho getting to the wall on corner exit there. He was trying to get to the outside of Patrick Stout, missed it a little bit, got up into those marbles with the right side tires, and the car just pushed right up into the exit wall there. So he gets it back going, no real damage. He's going to be able to close back in a few laps.
Director, can we bring up my favorite pit stop graphic so we can show the viewers what that looks like? Look down there in the lower right corner. There you see those long white lines. Those are guys who've never pitted. You see that blue section there? That's when Stefan came in. And then look how short the blue section is there for Buckley and Stout. You get the idea of how old their tires are.
Yeah, and from that graphic, you would think that Bradley Stefan's going to be a lot faster than these drivers, but I'm not surprised that he doesn't have the same speed as those leaders, because while the tires are cold, we talked about it, you have grip in them. So once those tire temps come back up, Stefan's going to start to have the advantage because he's got more overall grip.
Let's go up front. A mistake coming out of 4 from Alcaraz. Left the door open. Baby brother Patrick gets underneath him. Can he make it stick? Momentum now to the top side. Alcaraz is not good when he has to keep the car down low. I guess it may be racing on rubber that's gone right now. Look at this. They are very competitive. Back there in the popcorn position, butter dripping off his racing gloves, is season 12 champ Jeff Aho trying to pick which way to go. New leader, up and under, dip-de-doo, hokey-doke, being done by Alcaraz. Diving in deeper than Confucius in a submarine, but he can't get it done. Now they come out of 2 down the backstretch. Alcaraz wiggling a little bit more, losing momentum. He's lost the spot. It's back to Patrick Stout in the lead.
Yeah, great pass there, and it was done in a nice, clean fashion. So these drivers, they're fighting hard. We saw Alcaraz trying to cross him back over, but these cars, they're moving around more than they have the entire race through the center of the corner. I see these cars bobbling and the drivers having to make corrections. And they're even doing it as they come onto the straightaway, late corner exit.
The front 3 running away. Bradley stepping back and forth. Racing in 5th. Hello, my name is Jack Buckley, and I got the hips of an 83-year-old woman, but I can still race. Granny Hips, seeing what he can do right now, coming out of 2, gets a good drive, cannot get any bite. He's got the 6-time season winner behind him, Eric Stout. Buckley looking real good. If he can get around Stefan, he's got a shot to get to the front three.
Yeah, these drivers are starting to run out of time. We see Ken Allen, he's starting to make his way back forward. He's able to get up into that 8th position right now. But they have to make their way forward. There's only 25 laps left in this race, and we might not get a caution. There's a good likelihood we do, because Red Light Racing League is known for those late race cautions, but these drivers have to get everything they possibly can now, just in case that doesn't happen.
Let's turn our attention on car numbers 32 or 23. Good job of getting out of the way there by Devin Visna. Lap traffic not going to be much of an issue. Aho taking a peek for second. It doesn't work. He loses the momentum.
Yeah, and up front they've started to fall a little bit, back. We see Benedict and Ken Allen racing hard right here. I know Ken Allen, he's still frustrated with the contact that was made. He's trying to get back to the front to have some type of an opportunity in case a late race caution comes out. But that gap is opening up front. We see up here, Patrick Stout has started to slowly pull away from Chad Alcaraz. I know there's been a couple of mistakes you talked about, Sue, and Jeff Aho's trying to capitalize on it, but they got to figure it out, otherwise Patrick's going to drive away.
Stout being very comfortable. Again, lack of momentum then from Alcaraz, leaving the door open for Aho. Aho gonna get him, boy. He's gonna get him easy. He goes through and clears him, and now he's got a clear path to the leader.
Now we get to see if he's got the speed that's required to get up there and challenge the leader. We're on board with Bradley Stefan, getting a little bit into that wall and corner exit. Talk about how hard it is to see out of these cars when you got someone in front of you, especially that big air cleaner. From on board, it looks fine, but when you're inside the cockpit, that limits your vision on corner exit especially, and it's very easy to misjudge that turn 2 exit wall, because it does turn back into it. It comes back into as you come onto the straightaway.
Right on board with Bradley Stefan. Looking ahead at the donut machine of Chad Alcaraz, hoping that he doesn't get dunked. I think Aho now beginning to struggle. I've been watching the 21. Once he made the pass, he's been having a hard time. He drifts way up and puts it in the wall. I can see it coming. Aho, the tires must be hot. He's got to cool him down. He's going to lose that spot. Not only one, he's going to lose another spot, I think, to Stefan.
Yeah, definitely. Stefan's going to try to get to the inside here. I know Aho's going to fight back, and we see these cars moving around a lot, getting into the wall and corner exit at times. But the interesting thing, Soup, that we haven't really touched on, I know this is short track racing, but in these modifieds, aero does play a little bit in part on how these cars are handling. So you can be a car out front and the car handles terribly, you're really loose, you get behind another car, all of a sudden it handles good and you're able to make speed. That's why we're seeing some of these interactions on screen right now.
Okay, Jeff Aho was having trouble. He got to the top. Now, these guys who have not been able to make up any ground at all, this is Buckley and Stout, Eric version. And the only reason they're going to get this is because Aho put himself up there into a bad spot. Now Buckley really quick. Boy, right on the back of the 89 of Bradley Stefan is Josh Buckley.
Yeah,
laps continue to tick away.
Absolutely, 13 to go. Buckley's able to make that pass on Aho, and Eric Stout's trying to get to the inside, very close there.
Oh!
Contact Aho, has it sideways multiple times off of 4, but he's able to hang on to it, and that pulls Ken Allen right into this fight.
What a tank slapper that was. That's not what Aho needed on those 4 tires that were already used up. Stout can't get by him. Meanwhile, Buckley, who's on the same strategy as Stout, he's pulled away as Stout is having trouble getting around Aho. All this going on, the laps are clicking away. Having it his own way is Patrick Stout. He's already won twice this season, looking to get a third. If he can find a way in his personal schedule to race full-time next season, he could give Big Brother a run for his money and make up, maybe steal a championship and get some revenge for that Easter candy, where he went into his closet and found nothing but disappointing wrappers. of paydays and Snickers, wrappers only. It's been haunting him for years, and now he's out in front of a chance to pay back his brother. He races with just 9 laps to go.
Yeah, and right now, he doesn't have to do anything special. We see Bradley Steffen trying to make a move on Chad for second place here. He's got the grip. He's going to be able to do it, so he's able to just one corner make that pass. I don't know that he's going to have enough speed to be able to chase down our leader here. I talked about our leader should just be able to, be consistent and ride, but we got to pay attention to how fast Steffen is out front.
Ding, 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 the dinner bell has rang, and Bradley Steffen sitting down at the table saying, feed me, folks. Now let's see if he can close the gap. Doesn't look like he's making up a whole lot of time on the leader. There could be a yellow brewing. Can we quickly look at Stout and Aho in this battle with Kenny Allen in there? I only show it because I think my spidey senses are tingling here. These guys could get together, a pair of champions. Looks like they get it sorted out. Benedict diving in there, easy boy. Nobody wants to be the guy that brings out a yellow with just 5 to go.
Absolutely not. And if it happens, Patrick's going to be fuming because he has a big enough lead. Steffen is faster, but he is not fast enough to close in these remaining 5 laps, 4 laps as we cross the line.
His big brother has won 6 times. He's looking to win 3 times. The Stout family are happy. Closing the gap, though, little by little. Don't think he's going to have enough time yet. Is Bradley Steffen. It's down to 3 car lengths. 3 laps to go. If he can knock off a car length per lap, he can get there.
Yeah, Bradley, he's about a half of a tenth faster each and every lap, but at this point, all it takes is being in the mirror of Patrick. Patrick do just overstep it slightly, and one of these corners makes some mistake. Bradley will be able to capitalize on it. He is close enough to do that, and he's got more grip. We see Patrick a little bit sideways through 3 and 4.
White flag. It's the final lap of the race. It's the final lap of the season. It's going to be the final 2 corners. Send it, Bradley. Go ahead, dive it in deep. No, he won't do it. Coming out of 3, coming out of 4. It is the baby brother, Patrick Stout, with the win. Bradley Steffen will have to settle for second, as he has done so many times, with Chad Alcaraz getting 3rd. Can you taste the candy justice? Baby brother Patrick Stout with the win. Big brother Eric Stout will have to settle for a disappointing 5th, but he's not that heartbroken because in a little while he'll be coming to claim the season 14 trophy. With that said, we'll take a short break, come back, run down the entire finishing order, talk to some of the drivers before we put a lock on the gate for the final time this season. Who are you watching? The Virtual Grip Network. As the early Florida night continues its chill into later this evening, we come to you from New Smyrna Race Speedway and the Virtual Grip Network's live as it happens coverage of the final round of the Skitter Creek SK Modified Series. It's season 14. Everything is done. Let's go ahead and give you the finishing order right now. I'll take the top 10. He started in the third position. He raced up front the whole time. He gets the win, and he had to fight for it. We're talking about Patrick Stout. Bradley Steffen on a different tire strategy. Couldn't get there, had to settle for second. Chad Alcaraz will settle for third. Josh Buckley and Eric Stout came in for some tires, but it just didn't pay off. They'll have to go fourth and fifth. Back half of your top 10, Jeff Aho, Rex Hoyle, Ethan the Mountain Troutman, our rookie of the season, Bill Benedict, who could not bookend those wins after winning the season opener in his series debut, will have to settle for ninth to close out this season. And Kevin Alicia will go 10th. Partner?
Yeah, a little further back, Ken Allen, he had a great run going. He'll come home in 11th place tonight. Andy Lewis will come home in 12th. Rob Higgins, 13th place. Fred Leclerc, the first car, one lap down the night, in 14th. Brian Neff in 15th place. Chris Oliver will come home in 16th. Devin Visnaw had some adventures tonight, comes home in 17th place. Bob Higgins, 18th. Bruce Pearson, 19th place tonight after being involved in an accident. And Doyle Lowrance will come home in 20th.
101, 103, and 130 laps behind are Luke Logan Allen, Alan Wanamaker, and Steve McCormick. And with that said, let's go ahead and talk to our race winner. He picks up his third win of the season. We're talking about baby brother Patrick Stout. Congratulations.
Thank you, Soup. My favorite guys in the booth. How's it going?
We're doing very good. Tell us about your race. How was the car feeling at the end?
It felt like I was on glass after the first 50 laps, so I was sweating pretty hard right there at the end.
Well, now, I got to ask you this question. Actually, it's too bad for you. JR was supposed to do this one, and JR was going to ask this question, but because I screwed up there and took this interview, you'll get stuck with it. So we're wondering up here in the booth as we were off air there during the break. Earlier in the race, Kenny Allen got into your brother and turned around a little bit. Then a little bit later, in almost an identical move, he got into the Kenny. And we were wondering if that was just a little bit of justice for the big brother.
No, that was actually not justice. I didn't mean to turn him there. I thought that we were having a pretty good battle, like through the restarts and all that. And I just want to say sorry to Ken for wrecking his night if I did. Just trying to. I thought that I was far enough alongside him, with full intention of putting my nose there. So
I'll
watch the replay. But,
the JR safety. He's always kind to the drivers, not like the lead guy. With that said, I got to ask you this question. What do you do in the real world, and is there any possible way where you can open up? I know a 20-race schedule seems like an endurance thing. Is there any possible way you can run a fuller schedule and make a run for a championship next season?
Maybe. I followed in my big brother's footsteps. I'm a project manager with a construction company during the week. A 20-week or 20-race season would be a lot of fun. I think we're trying a new format in the spring and the fall, which I'm really excited about, but definitely not looking forward to this break we're going to have until January.
Oh, well, turn it over. Leave early. Turn it over to the assistant. He knows which way to turn a 2x4. It'll all work out okay. Hopefully, we'll get a full season out of you next time. Good luck to you, man.
Yeah, thanks, Soup. Thanks, JR.
All right. Well, now I'm going to give JR the next two because I forgot. I'm a creature of habit. All right, JR, why don't you go ahead and take Bradley Steffen and Chad Alcaraz?
Absolutely. Hey, Bradley, congratulations, man, on that second place run. I know it's one short of what you wanted. We talked to you under the cautions there. We knew you had the better tires, but how many more laps did you need? You were closing in fast there at the end.
Yeah, probably just a couple, but it is what it is. I'm just happy to come out here with the second place tonight. Continue that momentum into the next season, and see what we can do then. It was a horrible season for us this year, but great race tonight. Just very happy to have it like this.
Yeah, you talk about that momentum. I know definitely things did not go your way this season, but it's a great way to get that momentum turned around going into next season. Got a little bit of a break, but how excited are you looking for that next season, knowing that you could have runs like this every week?
I mean, Teapot's still out there, so I mean, what can I do or what should I do different? Maybe practice more, but I don't know. Just out here to have fun, guys. It's been a blast this season. I've had a lot of fun. Great group of guys, and hopefully, this is like our sophomore slump. Maybe that'll go away next season.
Absolutely, hope so. Enjoyed talking to you up in the booth. Been a long season. Anybody you want to thank before we let you go now?
Just every single one of you guys who are helping put this together. Every one of you in the booth, you guys do an amazing job. Everyone behind the scenes as well. Buckley putting this all together. Every competitor who I race with. Just everyone who's a part of this. Hopefully we can put on a better or just as good races next season. And I love this group of guys. Can't wait till next season.
Yeah, we're excited to see the new season kick off, man. Hey, congratulations on second place tonight. Go get some more next season.
Thank you, sir. Take care, guys.
All right, guys, that was Bradley Stephanie's our second place finisher tonight. Coming home in third place, we got Chad Alcaraz. Chad, big run tonight. You led some laps out there. Talk to us. How much was that car changing throughout the run, being on older tires?
I don't know. It would start loose and it got looser and looser, but it was kind of tight center entering and then kind of drifting it coming off. But it was a controlled drift. It was a really fun set to drive, and I'm not sure if you could see it with me kind of fishchilling a few times coming off those corners, but it's kind of a grippy loose. If that makes any sense. But you gotta be careful, and it happened to me. I was in the lead. As you do it too many times, you step over the line, get too hot, and you can't hold off the guys. And so I had to back the corner up more towards late in the run, back it off before I get to the thing to cool off that right rear in order to actually finish third, because I was really struggling there at the end.
Absolutely. It looked exciting to me. I was kind of jealous not being out there with you guys, but
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, iRacing's getting more and more realistic, and just like you talked about, being able to back it down and cool that tire down to have some type of grip left. That's
because
cool.
what I was doing was I was able to start on the outside, and so if you rip around the outside, you know it. But if you stay up there too long doing that, you heat it up really a lot. And so I got in front of Patrick, and I got too much heat into it, and he was putting the pressure on me. But I do want to say one thing. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and my wife is recovering from it. She actually had a double mastectomy back in July, so I missed that race in linear. And I told her that I would dedicate this race to her if I made the podium. And she's like, "Oh, because I made mashed potatoes and corn for you?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, that was nice of you. Very nice thing for you. But actually, it's kind of for the your journey and your amazing warrior through this whole thing. But yeah, she made mashed potatoes and corn and fish, like a salmon. And I think that's going to be my pre-race meal that I'm going to try and do before all these races, because I'm really in a good mood. I'm on it. It must be those omega-6 vitamins or whatever.
Yeah, it's soup here. We have a rule on BGN. You can't thank your wife without giving us her name. So what is her name?
Oh, Julie. Her name's Julie.
Julie. Okay. Well, we wish her the best with her battle, and well done, and congratulations on a good meal cooked. All right, Chad Alcaraz. We'll see you next week. We'll see you next year. It'll be in the 2026. Enjoy your time off.
Joke's on you. You're going to see me next week. I'm going to find you guys, and I'm going to hang out.
All right, BGN will be somewhere. All right. Thank you, man. Good luck to you. All right. Chad Alcaraz, he had 2 wins this season, and we'll look forward to seeing him for season 15 to start up in January. With that said, I get to talk to our champion. Before we talk about the championship, Teapot, let's talk about, we've seen you do some impressive things, making passes. Maybe one of the most impressive things I've seen all season was that save you had in this race. Now, I want to know, did you impress yourself as much as you impressed us?
No, I think I scared myself a little bit. I just messaged Ken. I said, I think that was my fault. I think I just started to enter the corner a little bit too soon. And the angle entering these corners is a little funny at this track. And I think I just got in a little too soon and and got into Ken. But yeah, no, I was glad to save it. The car was damaged after that, unfortunately. So I was just kind of riding around at that. My goal, honestly, coming into the night was just to finish in the top 5. I think this is my 15th top 5 of the season. So I wanted to kind of keep that streak going and finish it out with a top 5. But was a fun night. Obviously, psyched to get the pole, lead a bunch of laps, and then I honestly had a great seat for the finish. I was just saying to the guys with the 30, 40 to go there, the top 6, we were all like nose to tail. Really fun racing up front with Jeff and Chad and Patrick. Really happy and proud of Patrick for hanging on to get the win there. But it was just really, it looked, I mean, I don't know, I assume it looked good on the broadcast because from where I was, it looked really awesome. And I was thinking that's the kind of racing that we want to close the season with. So as a competitor, I wish I could have won, but as an admin, I was proud of the racing that we were able to showcase there, with the finale tonight.
I'm going to give you one last question here to represent the series because we want to know about what's coming up. VGN is excited. We're going to be back in 2026 in January to cover the next season. I want to talk about the rookies that we had this season. Ethan Troutman was fast. Bill Benedict was fast. Visna was quick. And then maybe the quickest of all the rookies might have been your little brother, Patrick Stout. How you have a recruitment series coming up? Is it open? Can we see some? Do they have to earn their reputation? Can they come in? The reason I ask is because when a series is broadcast, especially VGN, it'll draw some attention, and the talent pool tends to rise. So how do guys get into the series if they're interested in doing so?
Yeah, I appreciate you asking that and giving me a chance to talk about the league. I've been an admin now for a few years with Josh and previously Rob, now Ken, and really proud of the work that we do and the product that we're able to put out on YouTube. And I think the environment that we create for the racing, because I think generally it's typically really good racing, and I think everyone's like generally pretty friendly, and we have a lot of fun, and these guys, many of them have become real life friends for me, Josh and Jeff and Bianchi and a handful of others. So the recruitment process, we'll host open races. I think we have 6 scheduled between now and like the first or second week of January. We just opened a server, welcome people in, make sure that they know that we're recruiting for the league, and then we hope to see guys show up 2, 3, 4 times during that recruitment period, so we can get a feel for if they're kind of the right kind of racer that we're trying to bring into the league. We definitely got some great additions this year, and I'm glad you brought those guys up because I was gonna tip my hat to them, especially Ethan coming in brand new to the series. I believe he held on to finish second in the points this season. So I mean, a fantastic season for him. I think I've mentioned before, we've done some racing together both on Monday nights and Daytona 24 last year. Ton of respect for him. Same with Bill. Was really happy also to see Devin have a good season. We got to do some good racing together at New Hampshire, and of course Patrick. Honestly, Pat kind of took me by surprise this season. Coming into it, he was kind of nervous. Like new series, and you're around a bunch of guys that have raced together a lot, and I just said, the goal, like for me, like when I first started out with Red Light, was just to run all the laps, even if it was running 10th or 12th. I just wanted to try to finish, and he learned really quickly, and we had a good season of prep. So it was fun to see him grow, fun to see him evolve as a racer, and I think if he can keep it full time, he can definitely give me a run for my money next season. But I'm not going to make it easy on him.
Congratulations on the championship. We'll see you for season 15 starting up in 2026. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks, Soup. Just a couple quick words. I'm not going to go on and on like I did last season, like Adrian Brody there at the Oscars, but I just want to give a quick hat tip and thank you to my friends and family who tune in each week and enjoy your broadcast. Although I do have to tell you, you're going to make an enemy real quick out of my wife. She's the nicest lady I know, but you keep saying Patrick's better looking than I am. Those are fighting words, buddy. But want to thank teammates Patrick and Josh again for a great season. I was really happy to see their results. Was super psyched for Patrick to get a couple wins and to see Josh get back in the winner's circle. Also, fellow admins Josh and Ken for another great season. Want to recognize all the fellow competitors that show up every week and give it their all and race clean and race hard, especially the guys that we just mentioned, as well as Jeff Aho, who had another really strong season. Want to thank Race Day CT again for supporting the series, Team 53 and Justin Laxton for building us great setups every week, longtime supporters of the league, Checker Flag Auto Supply, and Culpeppers. And again, last but not least, I want to thank you, Soup. I want to thank JR. I want to thank Lowell and Seneca and the entire gang at VGN. We really love what you guys do. We appreciate the effort that everyone puts into it. Tim with the write-ups every week. It really has been a wonderful partnership, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys in January.
See you in January. Good luck. Well done. Your champion, 3-time. It is Eric Stout. All right. What we're going to do in the off season is invest in some playoff music, though, that we can put on there if those guys go a little bit long. We'll just strike up the band so they get the cue, and then we'll give JR a big wooden hook that he can put out there and start yanking on the guys. We hope they're still watching. We're going to put up when our next broadcasts are coming up. You can read where they are. We're running late, so you can see what's going on. You don't want to miss any about that. Flat line to the finish. What is that? New episode Tuesday night. Oh, I don't want to miss that. VGN Weekly. Oh, that's a good show. Drops every Tuesday night. You definitely want to catch that. With that said, we've had so much fun doing this. We will see you again in January to do season number 15. On behalf of my partner, J.R. Shepard, the man who makes it possible, Ryan Seneca, and all those cute little faces you see on the screen right now, we hope you enjoyed the broadcast. If not, we'll try to do better next time. Until then, have fun storming the castle.